Um, in 7th grade, I had an experience that I'll probably never forget for as long as I live. Springtime, end of 7th grade, I traveled to South Africa with my dad and a few other people from a church that we knew. And we went there to deliver these things called hippo rollers, which was an easier way for the people there to transport water from their water hole to their village. And we were also there to check on sponsorships coming from the United States. And while I was in South Africa, I learned things from those people that I'll probably never forget for as long as I live. And when I was there, I was forced to leave my comfort zone, like every moment of every day. I experienced a totally new perspective on the world, and I also saw sights that were the most remarkable thing. And also, as teenagers, I think it's really important that we experience something that has us leave our comfort zone and leave what we're accustomed to and what we grow up in, and change our viewpoints on the world. So when I was there, I definitely experienced things that were scary and made me leave what I was always used to doing. First of all, I wasn't acquainted really well with the people that I traveled with, so I kind of had to get over myself and my awkwardness and allow myself to be vulnerable to a bunch of strangers, because we were all living in really close quarters in a chicken coop in a village, so I couldn't really have too much pride living in a chicken coop. Also, the kids in the village were very touchy-feely, and most people in that whole entire village had never seen a human with blonde hair. So I was always having hands all over my head, and I'm very into my personal space. So these people climbing all over me and oohing and awing at my blonde hair was definitely a way for me to leave my comfort zone. But after a while, I just had a lot of fun with it. And despite the fact that there was a language barrier there, we just used hand signals and it worked out. But the humility and the passion and the love that these kids exude was very just eye-opening. And also when I was there, I gained a completely new perspective on the world. Our guide was this guy named Rufus, and he was a hunter and a farmer in South Africa, and he lived on hundreds of thousands of acres of safari land. And he taught me this phrase. He repeated it over and over, called TIA, which means "this is Africa." And what he meant by that was that as Americans, we live on this tight schedule, and we're so stressed out about sticking to it. And he would tell me all the time, 8:15, 10 o'clock, get there whenever you want, it doesn't matter. So I learned to not fuss about staying on a schedule and just going with the flow. And also, we're all a little bit prideful, and when I went there, I kind of just had to get rid of that and learn that I'm not really as important as I always thought I was, but that everyone else is searching for acceptance from other people, and that's kind of what I learned there. And that I hold the power to make someone feel accepted and loved. And finally, when I was in Africa, I witnessed beauty like I've never seen before. One night we were in the village, and they played a movie on the side of a building in their language called Xhosa. And I remember that I looked up at the sky, and I couldn't believe that it was real and in front of my eyes, because I'm so used to pollution and stuff covering up the stars and stuff. And I remember it was just a planetarium or some sort of painting. And also the animals there were really cool. It was like a zoo, but for real. And there were elephants and baby elephants and giraffes, and my dad actually shot a warthog, which sounds terrible, but it's like a deer there, and so it was all good. And except I was kind of devastated because it reminded me of Pumbaa, and my dad killed Pumbaa. But so also we went to this park and waited for the sun to set to see the lions, but unfortunately we never saw the lions. But all in all, it was just an experience that I'll never forget, and my viewpoint changed on life, and I definitely had to leave my comfort zone and learn that being complacent with life and not experiencing new things is no fun. So I will never forget the people I met, and I hope everyone else can have an experience like I had.